Welcome to the Put on Waivers Media Group, home of the Put on Raiders podcast and the Student Body Right podcast. This is your place for the best breakdowns and the best insight for those who fight on and bleed silver and black. Now, here are your hosts, Dwayne Douglas and Ryan Holmes.
And welcome everybody to the glorious episode of the Student Body Right USC podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, and as always, I am podcasting on the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day out here in Southern California. PORSBR is my Twitter handle, and we have Coach B with us today. We're going to talk USC football, of course, but don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Follow us both on social media. You get some good USC content from both of us. So, Coach B, how you doing today?
Good, I'm good. How you doing?
Good. The practice game, spring game, whatever you want to call it, happened this week, and I feel like I was on board with the Dayton Lynn hire, and then I wanted to see, okay, I like him, but let me see who else he brings in. So he brings in, Eric Henderson, he brings in Doug Belt, he brings in Matt Entz, who is just like, Eric Gentry loves Matt Entz. He can't talk enough about that guy. Right. So obviously the defense is changing. They don't have exactly what they need, but there's but you coached before, so defense is really about is tackling and assignments. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And if and they look like in this game, in this spring game, they knew the assignments, and they were able to just play a style of defense and play it fast.
Right. So what I saw from today, what I take from today, it was like you said, it was alignment and assignment. Right. I was very comfortable. I was happy with what I saw. I got there a little bit late to the game, but when I get there and I'm hearing an interception, I'm like, whoa, wait, already? Come on, guy!
I didn't sit down yet.
Can I get some popcorn for me? I had to go with my son to go get some snacks for us where we can sit down. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things but I was happy about it, right? And so when I got in there, I'm like, I was seeing the secondary fly around. It tells me they're comfortable, right? I'm seeing guys communicate again, telling me you're comfortable. What I also liked was I see guys playing. You didn't see anybody. I never saw anybody out of position. Yeah. I didn't see anybody just kind of be like, what in God's name are you doing? You know what I mean? You didn't see that. No matter what happened, you didn't see that. If a guy got beat, he just got beat, but he was there. You know what I mean? So again, and what I loved about it was the takeaway from it was I saw, you remember the first season with Grinch, and we were getting so many turnovers. It was turnovers. And this is what I was trying to, I texted you earlier. That wasn't sustainable because there's a lot of tips, passes, stuff like that. It wasn't really guys playing their assignment, playing the receiver, taking the ball away, right? Well, that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. You've seen it in year two where it wasn't sustainable. We led the league, or led the country in turnovers. Year one with Grinch, year two, we couldn't get anything. Yeah. Right. What I saw today was, though, guys playing their assignments, getting interceptions. I've seen the one tipped interception, true enough. But all the other ones, you saw guys playing their assignments. Yeah, you know what I mean. You could ask what in God's name was the quarterback doing, but the guys were playing their assignments, and they were getting interceptions. So I love that. I love that about that being opportunistic. And that to me is sustainable. That to me is not just you're getting lucky getting interceptions. You know what I mean? Lucky to draw. No, this is something that we're playing our assignments. We're doing what we're supposed to do. The defense is doing what it's designed to do, and I expect the defense to click faster than offense. When I was told this when I first started coaching, and I seen the offense struggling. I'm like, what's going on? He said, the head coach said, dude, defense will always be 4 weeks ahead of offense. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. And I'm not between Jaden, between Maiava and Miller. I want to see. I'm still on the wait and see. But I loved what our defense was doing today.
Yeah, the secondary is filled with a lot of different players, and I think in the previous pod, and I've been saying this about this podcast, I'm saying it on our previous shows, that if this team can make these games about the secondary, they're going to be in a good spot, because there isn't, and then this is not a shot at Alar at Penn State or Will Howard at Ohio State or whoever the quarterback is going to be at Michigan. But this is not a murderer's row of quarterbacks in this conference. Like it really,
that's not a shot. That's a fact.
It's not a murder. It's not a murderer's row. It's not a murderer's row. And because I'm trying to treat them, I want to treat the teams in that conference with respect. So I'm not trying to say, well, I'm not going to try to be that USC fan who just says, oh, they're all ass. Like they are. I mean, those dudes are not going to be like filling up the NFL draft like the way this class is right now in the NFL draft, right? So they have an opportunity to get some turnover. If they can get leads in games, then it's and force people to in third and long. I mean, it could really be. I mean, they could really do a lot with like with what you got Muhammad coming in off the edge. I tell you one thing. I don't. If it's third and down, if it's third and long, I want 49 rushing the passer. Like I want Cameron Fowl. I don't care. You can red shirt. Like I don't care. I don't care what you do. That kid is a monster. Like day one monster.
He definitely popped off the field today for me. When I'm watching, I'm like, wait, who was that again? What number is that?
49.
Oh no, let me. Did I miss something here? I'm starting looking at my phone. I'm like, did I miss something? I'm like, oh, this kid he's like that. He's legit.
Yeah, he's legit. He's legit, and I'm really excited about what he brings to the table. And then you get. I mean, it's also a game where the point of attack, where like Bear Alexander didn't even play in the game, so that's fine. So that is what it is. But like I look at it, I thought Green did a good job on point of attack as well.
Yes,
so I mean, these guys are in position. They're making plays. I can't even tell you how long the Carlos Nicholson is. That dude looks like he's
man. Dude, he was standing straight up, touching his knees. I was like, "That's crazy."
I know, it's crazy. And on that PBU late in I think on the first drive, just didn't. There's no panic. It's just like I got this. I'm gonna knock this ball away, incomplete. Whatever. So I do like that. I think Beavers also snuck in there with some with some plays in there as well. Prophet Brown, who played well,
made a great play.
Made a great play. And listen, here's the thing, like there comes an identity to your secondary too, where like a lot of times you get opportunities to catch INTs.
Right.
And then and then the guys don't make the play, but these guys are making the plays. They're hungry to make the plays, and they're making them left and right here. And I mean, it's exciting to see them actually do that. I know it's a practice. I'm not going to go crazy about a spring game, but it's better than last year when it's just like 3 plays and a touchdown.
Right. Yeah, like we're just throwing a ball around the yard. Caleb's just having fun. And he's out of the game, and it's like, oh, okay, well, it is what it is. Like I am definitely excited. Like again, to see the defense. I was more encouraged with defense winning this game. Yes. And people are like, well, it's a spring game, but I'm encouraged about what I see because in so many years past, especially against a Lincoln Riley offense, that's not normal.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not the norm.
Even if it's vanilla, it's still not. It's still not
normal.
Not normal. It's not a normal thing. Gentry talked about they do an extra 116 reps.
Yeah.
Because of where they ranked last year defensively. I mean, they're pushing everything in that accountability direction, and I do like that a lot about this football team. Listen, Danton Lynn could have been the defensive coordinator last year because if they fired Alex Grinch after the Tulane game, he didn't get hired at UCLA until like late February. Like last year. So
I mean, we were asking for that, right? I swore that Grinch must have been the best man in Lincoln Riley's wedding because he kept the dude on the job. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? There were so many guys we had on the table that we probably should have hired instead of going through the debacle being 7-5, and we didn't have to be 7-5.
Yes,
you know what I mean? We didn't have to be there.
And then
to me,
and then you look at then I go to the DirecTV Holiday Bowl, and then like They just tackle and play decent defense. And then, and next thing you know, they're beating a team that's ranked in the top 10 by 2 touchdowns. Like, and that's all they needed.
Just be disciplined. That's all we were asking.
That's all they needed.
It's not too much to ask your defensive tackle. That's what the defense is supposed to do.
Yeah,
just be honest, be clear.
Exactly.
I'm not asking too much. I don't think I am. You know
I don't think you were either. Let's flip over to the. Unless you have anything on the I don't know if you have anything more on the defensive side of the football. I thought they played well. During the week, guys, I will dive in a little bit more and kind of go through some stuff with you as well. So, but yeah, I think Christian Pierce had a PBU when he was going against Deuce in the back of the end zone. So
I thought that was a touchdown though. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was a touchdown.
I thought it was passing. It was definitely pass interference. But it's a spring game. It's fine. But it's fine. Yeah. But see, it would have been a TD, I think, if Deuce didn't go to the ground. If Deuce kept his footing and stayed up,
I got you.
They would have called a touchdown. They called a touchdown. Going to speaking of Deuce, Deuce Robinson, he brought his hands this year. Like he looked very comfortable catching the football. We don't need no Ricky Dudley. Like looks the part but drops the ball all the time. He looks very clean in that game. I think I texted you that I think Mekhi Lemon is going to be the leading receiver as far as receptions go. Yeah, he has that a little bit of nasty Amon St. Brown in him. I'm telling you, I watched him.
It was funny. Yeah, dude, I'm looking at him and I'm like, and I see him and Amon St. Brown on the sideline. Like I'm like, oh, this
very simple.
It's the mentality, right? And then it's the running ability. I think his route running ability is really underestimated. People don't underestimate his route running ability.
It's clean.
It is. He breaks good. He breaks down well. So I'm liking what I see from Mekhi Lemon. I think his jump from last year to this year is huge. It's huge. For me, it's huge.
And like I said, I was on the field during that game too, which was really cool. And I just to see him be such a willing blocker. He's a tough guy. He's not a pretty boy. Don't let the light skin fool you. He's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog out there.
Right.
He's a dog out there. No question about it. Jacoby Lane obviously is going to be the big play. Be a big play threat for them as well. I mean, I don't know how a defensive back is supposed to cover him on jump balls in the end zone. You're not. That's the only thing there. I think the guy who's going to probably play that consistent when it's 3rd and 7 and you get 8 yards, Kyron Hudson is going to be that guy. Yeah. I think for them. Yeah. I thought it was good to see Jaden Richardson catch a couple of passes. It was because he's making a huge jump to D3 to Division I football.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
But I do think that Xavier Howard also got some burn too. I think I had a couple of stats here real quick, and I know it's only the game, but so I have for the receivers, Lemon was 6 for 52 and a touchdown. Robinson was 4 for 56 and 4 for 56. Branch was 4 for 40, and then Xavier Jordan was 4 for 39. So you know how they count that, whatever. I do think also the running backs are going to be very difficult to deal with as well. Coming out of the backfield, catching passes.
The only thing I didn't like about when I seen the run game, I didn't say like was noticeable to me was I didn't see the explosion that I wanted to see. Right, I didn't see the explosion from the group.
Did Quentin? The burner is supposed to be Quentin Joyner, right?
Yeah, and I think they had.
I don't think he had a lot of carries. Yeah, I think he
didn't get a lot of carries, but I didn't see the explosion that I wanted to see from that group. Yeah. I would love to see some explosion from that group and say, okay, look, guys, we have, not just the bruisers because we're in the Big Ten. You're not gonna get away with just bruisers. We're gonna have to get some chunk yards and have some explosive stuff. So some breakaway. Even if you're not scoring on the breakaway, we're gonna need some yards to make that defense stay honest.
To
make them respect that they can't, like Ohio State can't just sit back. Oregon can't just sit back. Dan Lanning He's not playing against us in the regular season, but I'm sure he's wanting to see if we're going to end up playing them. A team like Oregon is built for us to have to make chunk yard plays.
Yeah.
Because if our offense, if we have chunk yard plays last season, we probably beat them.
Yeah.
On the ground.
Yeah,
we didn't do that.
Yeah.
So that's where I want to see that. I really want to see that.
And the one thing I would say about the last time they actually played a game against Louisville was the fact that they didn't really get the running game. They couldn't run the ball at all against Louisville. So now, like coming forward now, we gotta. They desperately need in the portal a couple of things, and I think one of those things is offensive line and one more defensive tackle, if you will.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So, because I don't think they have the depth, and I think this is a crucial year for Henson. Henson does not want to be the reason. Henson does not want to be the reason why this team does not get to the playoff. Like, you know, he does not want to do that, because I think Lincoln Riley is that trigger is quick now. He's not waiting. He's not waiting. The last year was an embarrassment for him. He's not waiting to fire anybody.
7-5 had to be an embarrassment, and hopefully, right?
Yeah,
hopefully,
it humbled him. It humbled him. No question about it.
Yeah,
it did.
Like it did. You have arguably the best quarterback in the country. You know what I mean? You got the let's call it spade. You got the number one pick in the draft.
Yes.
And you're going 7-5 with him.
Yeah, that was bad
because our offensive line stinks.
Yes, 100%.
This is the thing you decide, and we got embarrassed on national TV against Notre Dame.
Yeah,
embarrassed where our quarterback's running for his life against Washington. Embarrassed against Oregon. No, those weren't big. I mean, Notre Dame was truly embarrassment by the score, but the other two are definitely winnable games.
Yep,
they're winnable games.
Winnable games.
We easily.
I can have. Every team is. I'm not excusing Notre Dame, but every team has a stinker. So, like, okay, maybe that was your stinker, but like after that, you can't have like 52 points. Against Washington. Like, I know Penix is great, but I think they only scored I think they played Washington the following week and they only scored 20 points against Washington. Against Washington State. So you can't have that. You can't have that. But I think they're gonna be hopefully they'll get some better things coming up this year. Miller Moss and Jaden Maeva. I think if Miller Moss throws a pick, it's a little bit more eye-opening because he's supposed to be third year in the system. I heard that hey, this is the guy who I heard somebody say a USC podcast was like, this is the kind of quarterback that truly Lincoln Riley wants in his system, not somebody who's going to run around like Caleb. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yo, y'all really he played one.
They trying.
They trying. Like, there's going to be games, no question about it, where you're going to be like, damn, Caleb really was nice because he really kept you in games that you had no right to be in. So, like, let's just calm. Like, I like Miller. Miller has to be out on time. It's more of a pocket game. I understand it, but I would say we're off to a good start because, I mean, there's things that that Maeva can do that he can't do.
Yeah, well, that's why I think Maeva is going to be I think that he's going to eventually be the starter. I think right now, I don't think Miller Moss is going to be the guy, and here's why. They both didn't have. I don't think they had a great day today, right?
No,
but I still keep them as even. The difference is Maeva's mobile.
Yes,
he has a mobility that Miller Moss doesn't have, which means he can play above his team.
Explosive, like he can be like 30 yards down the field, down the field.
Right. And I go back to Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams. At a certain point, he went with the more mobile guy.
Option. Yes, he did.
You see what I'm saying? So to me, at a certain point, somebody's got to be able to play above the offense.
Yes.
And I think, and look, I was listening to the another podcast, the broadcasters last year, and they were like, yeah, he's in the Louisville game, he's rewarding Miller Moss. Miller Moss knows the offense. he's executing it well, and everybody was on top. He's executing it perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, he's not missing the throws. All the throws that they said Caleb would have missed, Miller Moss was hitting. Cool.
Easy.
Good talk. Easy. I just seen this right now.
Easy.
I don't care what you say. Right
Easy.
Now, it doesn't, like, and that's what they were saying in the broadcast. So I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Have y'all seen what 13 was doing back there?
I think people were really so like. See, I could never get. I get coach's film, and I can't find a coach's film of the Holiday Bowl anywhere. So it's tough to find it. But like, I'm telling you, man, like I appreciate him. Like even touchdown pass at the end, I just hated that pass. I was like, what are we doing? Like that lollipop thing. I was like, what are we doing?
Right.
It was Pop Warner, or what are we doing? But I like to say, I think what we have to do is separate the story of Miller Moss and just let it play out on the field. And I just this guy, like, it's an interesting situation because Jaden Mayava has played a lot more college football games than Miller Moss. So, like,
which is why I think he's gonna start. That's another check at the box, right? He's seen it. Miller ain't seen it, bro. He just ain't. I don't care on what. I don't care. Yes, he didn't play at a big school, right? Cool, but he's seen pressure. He's seen defenses. He's dissected real-time defenses.
Yes,
stuff in his face, live bullets. Like, he's seen that. Yep. Miller ain't seen that.
Yes.
One game don't count. A quarter here, a quarter there. When they got Caleb off the game, don't count.
Yep.
To me, because you're not seeing the real blitzes from what the team game planned for from the first quarter. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing the first 20 scripted plays.
I am fascinated to see how he plays against LSU, because LSU had the same issues that we had defense. They were horrible defensively, so we'll see what they do. But that battle is under. Like, I'm just putting the feelers out there about it because everybody is. Because I know you and I see the same thing when it comes to the quarterback, and I'm just saying, like, be careful just anointing Miller Moss because I'm telling you, man, like, he is not messing around this year, and if Moss does not perform at a very high level, like, he's not going to be afraid to make that move. He's not going to be afraid to make that move.
I think you have to with Lincoln Riley's system, and that's why Caleb was so special in what he was doing. You got to play above the system. It's kind of like when the McVay system, Shannon. You need somebody that's going to play above the system to win you games. I don't think Miller Moss does that. I think Miller Moss does just enough, and he's good. He's a good kid. He's a good he's a good backup. That's what he is. Like, it's sad to say, the kid is that.
And the sad thing
is the coming. I'm not saying that either. Yeah. I'm just saying that he fits better to what Lincoln seemingly fits better right now to what Lincoln wants to do.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. But we'll see. I know I'm going to get the comments. People are going to say you're crazy, but I'm just, he was, he messed up on I think he threw a deep pass that got intercepted. The first interception, but then he was 15 for 17 and had a touchdown pass, and the pass to Lemon was a money throw, there as well too. Where only Mekhi Lemon could catch the football as well too. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. But I think it's an underrated story going on with them as well. He has to really play well to keep his job. I
think he threw that pick. I think that was his pick to Prophet Brown too. The pick in the end zone, the one that got tipped.
No, but that was Moss. That was Moss.
Yeah, that was Miller. Yeah, okay. I was supposed to say that.
Because Miller had two of them. So he had two of them. And even think about it, roll back. If you roll back to the first quarter, the PBU that the Carlos had, that ball. I mean, that ball is underthrown because Jacoby Rain is open. Like,
he's open.
He rolled on that.
And look, you can't miss that throw.
No.
If you miss him, it's because you overthrew him.
Yes, you can't. You can't
miss that throw.
Yeah, you can't underthrow that ball. You can't underthrow it. You can't underthrow it. Hey, listen, we tell you what you need to hear, not what you maybe want to hear. Sometimes, Trojan fans. So I'm just letting you know that right now. Let's see here. So obviously we're looking at Page, we're looking at Pregnon, looking at Maheim. I think that the only bad snap I saw was the one that led to the interception. I think he probably scores. They probably throw a touchdown pass on that play. If he doesn't give Miller Moss a little snap on that play, because then he has to take more time to get down and get it. Then throw the
so on that, and I have to look at it again. I thought Miller threw it too early. I thought he panicked and threw it too early.
Okay.
On that interception, I thought Miller got the fumble and he panicked and he threw it too early because I thought the DB was already on his back already, and if he lets him just go get maybe one or two steps, he could lead him a little bit more.
He beats him on the play. He could beat him on the play. Yeah, that's true.
So I think it was just a little too early because of the fumble snap, right? Because of that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Or the bad snap, rather, not fumble snap, because of the bad snap.
Yeah, the bad snap there. But I didn't. Yeah. And they got Noah. And they got Mason Murphy. They still got to get one of these guys in the portal for the offensive defensive line. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything from them. I'm talking about guys I didn't see much of. I didn't see much of Clifton. Hopefully Clifton is not the same as the guy who they got from Purdue last year, who didn't really do much. Edwards. I mean, hope he's not the real, but he did play. Like I said, his film, he did play well against the really good teams in the SEC.
Yeah.
And being on Vanderbilt is not like, you know what I mean. So whatever. So I did see that as far as that goes, but that's it as far as everything else goes. I mean, this team defensively, I thought they played better. They could use some depth. How many wide receivers do college football teams usually roll with? Like 10?
You can roll between 8 and 10. Between 8 and 10.
Because right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's why they're saying they're so short on wide receiver.
Yeah. And I've seen some teams go to upward of 12.
Yeah.
It depends on your development at that position.
Tabarucci got hurt, so he wasn't around. We know about the Lake McCree injury. Still, so we know about that one. But I think it was another. I think we're waiting. I really want to see Walker Lyons when
I do.
When he gets there, I thought that maybe it was just nerves. I thought Olsen looked kind of stiff. With the ball.
I'm with you on that.
With the ball. I didn't think that he. I know people were like going crazy about him, but I was like, let me just see Joe. I mean, he's a big dude though. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, but he's a big dude. But they do have some tight end prospects coming in as well too. So, but I do, the running backs. We talked about that. I think we talked about every position group on the table.
Joyner got hurt too. I think Joyner got hurt because I saw him limping off, and that's why he didn't get a lot of snaps. He limped off. I think it was second quarter. I think I want to say.
And obviously, these guys have plenty of time to get back. But I mean but he is more. They have Peterson. They have Peterson. They have Woody Marks. I think they had one more running back. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
He scored. Was it?
Yes.
He scored a touchdown. I forgot
he did score a touchdown. It is Bryson Jackson. Brian
Jackson. Yeah.
Brian Jackson.
But the guy who is the really most important guy in this whole room is Joyner, because he's the guy who has to giddy up to break away. So you need to have that guy who can break away, and do that as well too. So, all right, Trojan fans, we got everybody, we got everything going. I mean, I think there's a lot to be excited about. I'll let Lincoln figure out the offense. I think he's going to do that. I'm not really concerned with that. I think they changed it now, right? So they changed it now where, like the NFL, they have he can talk right to the quarterback up to 15 seconds. So that's actually that's a good thing as well, especially for all these quarterbacks who want to go to the next level. But always remember this. Remember this. He knows Miller Moss very well, and he did try to go after Will Howard. Just keep that in mind.
Be clear. Be clear. He did take a. Will Howard was on a short list.
He was on a short list, and he did come to campus, and he's a mercenary dude. So I'd rather not have a mercenary guy. I want somebody who just loves, who wants to come and get developed. But just remember that Trojan fans. I'm just putting it out there. Just don't act. I'm not saying I don't want Miller Moss to be successful. I'm just saying, like, just be careful before you annoy him to be the next Barkley.
And let's be honest, he wouldn't got my Albert too. So
he wouldn't got my Albert. And he even said he wanted to get somebody who was played a lot of games.
Yeah.
So that says something too about the situation. So we'll see. Like I said, they're in a good spot because they have a guy, like, if they had Moss and they had nobody else who could play, that'd be different. If it was Moss going to Jensen, then we'd be worried.
Right.
But, like, to me, I'm not as worried because I think Mayava can make some plays. I've seen him on film at UNLV, and he definitely can do some special things. So
absolutely,
we'll see. All right, Trojans, take care. Fight on. Thanks, Coach B. We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. Fight on.